All right. Well, as we move forward, talking about changes and possible new facilities, what do you feel like some of the district's challenges would be with this moving forward?
Well, I think you face several different challenges. We all know that we want to do what's best for our kids, and we also know that we want to respect the traditions and the history in our community, especially when they're tied to some amazing facilities. I think personally, one of the challenges I'm facing is, there may be a perspective that this is the new superintendent's vision to come in and just all of a sudden, build a resume and come in. That is anything but the truth. It's actually easier not to do this,
Yeah,
but it's
it
uh
definitely would
it's
be.
it's the right move for kids. And the what allows me to sleep comfortably at night, is the fact that the community is spoken to look into this and to say, what does it take to make our facilities match the passion that we have for kids, and what will it take to make Eastland ISD's facilities adequate for a destination district. I keep referring to that, but I've heard that time and time again, and see it in the pride we take in Eastland as a city and Eastland ISD as a school district. Um, the other thing is, it's a large number. When you're dealing with taxes, when you're dealing with an impact of a couple $100s a month, and you're dealing with a time period where um, school districts, or a community that has seen tax values increase. I think there's a common misconception that we're raising the taxes in the years past in the school district. The value is considered off of the taxes are considered off the value of the property in years past. We are looking at a tax increase with a bond. Um, but the values that our community has had in the past has had not impacted the school district in the way people think they
Hmm.
do. It's a complex formula, but the easiest way to explain it is you have your local contribution and your state contribution. When your local contribution goes up, which they have the last couple of years here, with the values increasing, your state contribution goes down. So even with last year's increase, we're functioning on a smaller budget than the years
Hmm.
past because the state contribution is less.
Right.
But the reality is that doesn't make it feel better. The community still has had to pay more. So instead of just paying more for a value that's on a piece of paper, we're looking at paying more for an opportunity for the kids, and for a long term impact that will be valuable when it comes to what we get to the product we get to allow our kids to become. Um, the time frame and what you'll see from this point on and how do we get the information out. I've been speaking everywhere I can, um, uh, to talk to various community members, organizations, committees. uh, you know had a lunch the other day where I invited every pastor in our area to come down and sit, not for a sales pitch but for a factual discussion. So when people have a question about it, they know the facts.
Right.
After we call this bond, if should the board go down that direction in February, the a community leadership committee will take the reins, and they'll take the marketing piece from that point on. And but I'd be available for factual conversations. Um,
So how would people get hold of you or board members to discuss this if they really need more information and to know more?
well, to stop a board member in Walmart or anywhere they see them, but I would say give them a break when they're shopping.
Yeah.
But I want to function as transparent as possible. Feel free to stop by and visit with me at the office anytime. I would call ahead because I'm not an office person. I'm on the campuses most of the time or out in the community. But my office numbers, 631 5120, 631 5120. If you have any questions, make an appointment to come by and see me. I say make an appointment because I'm not usually there. But if you stop by, it's open door. Just come down, sit down, and show you what we're looking at. We don't have to agree on everything, but I want you to be able to have the facts to make the decision where you choose to vote for your money to be. Um, but
Well, we all know that communities and schools that are desirable bring in, like you said, it brings in new families, new businesses, which also in turn helps our economy. So, I think it all in all, it you have to look at the whole picture sometimes to know how it would impact the community. So,
What questions do you think, as I know you also are a parent and a business owner, but what questions do you have that I might not have answered, or questions
May
about
I answer part of that?
please.
Well, should we have ladies first?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, like I said, as a graduate from Eastland High School, first, I guess kind of the historic, emotional part of it is a change. So that, it's one of the first things you're looking at. How does that impact? The economy's tough right now for a lot of families. I mean, what you've already touched on that. But then, what will that mean? Will the programs, will the facilities actually enhance their learning, the capabilities that they have? Not just the structure, meaning like the physical building, but the actual the learning and the technology, things like that may take them into being what we talked about,
Absolutely.
college ready, skill ready to enter the workforce. Those are things as a parent that I want available to my kids. So
Absolutely. You had a question.
My question is, are you aware that the assessment program that the county has gone through the past few years is not tremendously popular? And whether or
You're
not
talking about the values?
yes,
Okay.
I'm talking about assessment values. And I don't know whether this will be popular or not, but I'll say this: we helped and were very instrumental back during the desegregation program that went very smooth here in the mid 60s. So we want to be a part of progress, but we also represent the rank and file, who some have already indicated to me that the oil prices being what they are, and as she mentioned, there's people hurting. So I don't know how it's going to go. So you have your work and we have our work. We want to be fair because it's our kids and our grandkids that's going to be affected by this.
Absolutely.
So, but I did want you to know that at the moment, I perceive that it's not universally applauded. That's my honest opinion, because I feel like I represent the man on the street and the widow woman living on her Social Security, because these are people who are going to be affected by it. It's not going to be drastic. And I love the presentation that you have made because it's reasonable, it's sensible, and I know you've done your homework. And no one can fault that. I'll say that. And I do appreciate your coming and sharing with us the way you have. And I hope that our public will appreciate the open nature that we have here. We're proud of it.
Well, I appreciate it, and I agree with every concern you have. And those are the questions I ask myself. And when you make these decisions and lead a district with a charge like that, one of my simple philosophies that was taught to me by a man named Edon Brown was, if it's good for kids, it's our duty to get it done. And this is an area where we put together a package to put what we think is best for kids. And the benefit in my position is you educate a community, and then that's the beauty of our system. You vote and verify whether that's the decision the community wants. But I encourage, that's where, let's be informed. I don't want to be a salesman with this, but I would love to sit down and show this is A, how we come up with the vision, and B, what the impact is going to be. And as people contact you, feel free to give them my cell phone number, and they can holler at me, and you and I can always visit. So.
You bet. You bet.
Well, I'm sure this is not the last time we'll be talking to you, and we thank you for coming today, and we'll look forward to hear more progress reports and
Absolutely.
And anything else going on at the school. So
Absolutely. Well,
thank everybody for tuning in to Eastland County.
Well, our control man named Jason too, so something's got to be good about this.
it is.
It works.
It's a great day to be a Maverick.
Now there's a way to end it right there. So.
Are we off?